I got 5:30 here.
Okay.
I'd like to call to
Well,
order.
can you just, let me just turn this
Oh,
on.
yeah, yeah, I'm
This takes
sorry.
a second to kick in.
Ready to go.
Yeah, isn't, one sec. Okay, thank you.
Okay. I will call to order the June 13th, 2023 Albany School Board meeting at Albany Town Hall. In attendance, myself, Chair Tim Sorgi.
Dan Bianchino?
And Curtis Coleman.
And Superintendent Kevin Richard.
Very good. Second item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from April 11th, 2023. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
A second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion, changes? Hearing none. A vote to approve the minutes of 4/11/23. Unanimous. Item 3 on the agenda is comments. Any public comments?
No.
Board member comments. So I do have one thing that I wanted to bring up. I don't know, I guess this is as good a time as any to mention it. So in our negotiations with Conway, we have looked at a couple of items in the contract and stuff that kind of impacts some of the language that's in the contract. It's financial stuff beyond my purview, and Chuck Marrow, who is also part of the negotiations, he and Bridget and Ryan Wallace have been sitting down to try to sort these things out. It's just basically stuff that going forward, it could be an issue that we may want to address in the contract, and if so, everyone's just looking for what the financial ramifications of that are. So we thought it prudent, I talked to Chuck today and I ran this idea by him, we thought it prudent that maybe the board could just give him authorization to be able to engage in these discussions and talk on behalf of the Albany School Board. Does anybody have a concern with that issue or questions?
I don't personally.
Okay.
Chuck's been involved with a lot of stuff with the board, so
Right.
I think that he's a decent and good, reliable
Yeah, I mean,
advice person for that.
and obviously anything, that they come up with would be, be reported back to us. He understands no authority to basically make decisions and things, but just to look into this stuff, like I said, it's certainly beyond my purview, so.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay, so I'm just gonna make a motion to give Chuck Barrow, the authority to work under the board in terms of dealing with the financial issues regarding the contract negotiations.
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion, concerns, hearing none?
To
all
bring
in favor?
the financial information to the board.
Correct, yeah, not in a decision-making role,
Yeah.
but to just make these discussions, because it's, like I said, it's beyond, I have no real good understanding of it, so.
Well, I think we should thank Chuck for taking the time to do that. That's,
Well, we'll do that depending on.
Well, thank him if he does a good job.
Exactly.
right.
Don't get too ahead of ourselves.
Okay, so hearing none, all in favor?
Alright.
Aye? Okay, that's unanimous. We signed the checks on the manifest, business affairs. So under this one, I had asked Jackie to add this and Kevin to add this to the agenda for tonight. As we know, Kevin, Superintendent Richard, is retiring in June of '24, and the search for his replacement is imminent, and it's actually at the SAU 9 board meeting and executive committee meeting. The decision was made to kind of move up the timeline. So there is more of a sense of urgency to this. I was told, Kevin mentioned to me that an Albany School Board member was part of the last one, or all of them, or we don't know.
Typically, I think the boards would like representation from the different boards. It makes
Okay.
perfect sense.
Right.
I think it was discussed at the meetings that, they were gonna open it up to any school board member that wanted to have a representative on there, and I couldn't think why they wouldn't at this point, so.
Right, okay. I just wanted to bring it, here tonight, and I would like to make a motion that and nominate Dan as our representative. I really got a lot of stuff that I'm dealing with.
I would be happy to do it, but I briefly kind of kiddingly said that Curtis I would nominate Curtis as well. I think I think Curtis probably has more experience than I do on an executive search committee. That might be something that he has. But if you don't, I'd be certainly happy to.
Just I got a couple of questions about it all. So how does it work? So there's a representative from each town, or if they so choose, will join the representatives from Conway to.
Conway, Eaton, Jackson, Bartlett, Hart's location, Chatham, if they choose to be on there.
So
Members
there'll
of the
be a
community
board.
And SAU staff and school staff too, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good sized board.
It's going to be a good sized board, and then everybody has input. Or is there a vote?
So that would be established. My recommendation would be that, that group, let's say it's 15 people. You kind of work through that process. You come to a consensus, right? So that's what you're really trying to do, is come to a consensus. And then make a recommendation to the full SAU 9 board. And everybody on the SAU 9 board would then vote in the superintendent-elect.
But the search committee would be involved in interviewing, right?
Screening the applicants.
Screening the applicants, interviewing.
If there's a secondary interview, that would take place.
So you're going to have an interview with 15 people?
Yeah. That would be standard.
That is standard in your.
For like a superintendent
Yeah.
position.
Okay. All right.
And then if there's a second, let's say you have 2 really good candidates, you can send both of those to the entire full board at that time. Try not to. I mean, that committee usually does a lot of work and a lot of screening and a lot of background checks, maybe a site visitation, maybe bring somebody back for a second interview. I mean, those are all pieces, and you'll have a pretty good, clear idea of who the best candidate or top 2 are, and then move that to the full board. And then whether you guys as a full board decide you want to do an interview, formal or informal, you could do that, and then hopefully get somebody.
Is it something you're interested in? I just kind of assume you might be too busy. You don't ever answer my texts, so.
Yeah. I was at the last one. Yeah, I would do it. Yeah.
You would, okay,
Yeah.
great. I mean, I would do it too, but I think Curtis probably has more experience, at least on the executive level, of interviewing people, and looking for something of that stature. So I think you'd be a great candidate. So
Okay, you want to nominate him?
I will nominate Curtis
So
Coleman.
you have a motion, okay, great.
Yep. I'd like to make a motion to
Well,
nominate.
I guess, Kevin, I need to withdraw mine because I
Yeah.
nominated Dan, so I will
Yeah.
withdraw that nomination and
Okay,
defer
and-
it to.
I will make a motion to nominate Curtis Coleman as the Albany representative to the SAU 9 superintendent search committee.
I will second that. Okay, is there any discussion of that?
I don't know.
Okay,
Mhm.
all in favor? Aye.
I'll abstain.
Abstentions, okay.
And like I tell people I work with, don't text me, call me. So I'm terrible about texting, so I'm holding on to the,
Did you get rid of the pager?
Yeah.
5B is the final audit. Do you have anything on that, Kevin? or-
No, pretty standard fare.
Okay. And superintendent's report.
Yeah, just real quickly, and coming to the end of the year. Great graduation, I thought, on Saturday. It was nice. It was dodging the raindrops, but nice guest speaker. We had Kate Bergeron, former Kennett High grad, who's now the vice president of hardware at Apple. Yeah, she went to MIT. She worked in engineering, and then she's been there for about 15 years ago. So nice speech, encouraging young ladies to get in the engineering field. She talked about the transition of when she was in school and how difficult it was in moving forward. But no, nice day overall. The Last couple of weeks, lots of award ceremonies, scholarship night, community is very giving, $250,000 worth of scholarships to the students. It was nice, we had a presentation, we had a student who received their associate's degree as well as their high school diploma on the same day, which is kind of unique.
I've heard of that in some other locations, not many, but
Yeah.
a few other locations where they did that. Now, and I kind of question, how does that work? Do they even need the high school diploma? Because they've already got an associate's degree, but, you know, kind of,
Yeah,
yeah.
which is nice.
Yeah, definitely. No,
But there's a lot of opportunity for, price of college is very expensive for students to get those dual enrollment pieces. We did sign a memorandum of agreement with White Mountains Community College. So they'll be on site, making it easier for students to take college courses while they're there. Just lots of accolades. And then we had the middle school finishing up Friday night, and then the elementary schools will have their promotion ceremonies on Monday. And the last day for students is Tuesday, half a day. So lots of summer programming for everybody. So any students and families watching this, they can take advantage of that as well. Just a side note, you know, I think Steve Knox is passing.
Yeah, I heard something.
Your Albany, kind of a town father. He was always very respectful, very involved in education for years, as well as his wife Sarah. But hats off to Steve.
I second that.
Yeah.
He was on the school board, the planning board, the select board. He was
Moderator.
the town moderator for years. He did a really good job as a town moderator for years. And gave it to Ed so he could get in the body and voice his opinion. But he'll be missed. He was a really nice man. So.
I agree. Okay, item 7, any other business, appointment of a school district clerk. So I know this was something I think we were kind of remiss of at the town meeting, the school meeting.
So you do have a vacant position right now.
Okay,
You do have somebody who's down the hall that may be interested, and it's not a heavy lift for the person to do the school clerk. But you can reach out to maybe Kathy Carrier. She
Okay.
filled in last year.
okay,
So,
she's willing to do it.
oh, there you go. So
Is she
somebody,
here now?
I saw her when I came in,
Oh,
yeah.
she's still here?
I don't know if she's still here.
you can make a motion to appoint her.
Yes. What time should
Okay, so is that just, okay.
And make a motion.
I will make a motion to appoint Kathy Courier as Albany School
District clerk?
District Clerk.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
I will second that. Any discussion? Hearing none, a vote on Kathy Carey to be appointed as school district clerk for Albany.
Yes.
It's unanimous.
She'll have to accept though.
Huh?
I think
And
technically she'll
that's
have
it
to.
for her.
She already accepted.
Oh, okay. Great.
Okay, and next meeting will be September 12th at 5:30. Item 8, any public comment? What exactly are you doing here?
You're getting signed checks.
No non-public session, we can get a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor? Very good. And we have 5:44.
Nine minutes.
Hey,
There you
not
go.
bad.